All right, continuing on with our 2025 NFL Draft Prospect Profiles. This is one probably a lot of you are looking forward to, but I'm probably not going to hype up the way that you want me to. But I'm not dedicated to giving you the, the consensus take. I'm giving you my take. And Will Campbell is probably the most experienced in the college level as far as getting quality, SEC caliber competition against him, starting from a really good, quality from day one as a freshman. And he started all 3 years. Now he's, after a junior year, he's going to come to the NFL draft. And I think he's ready for the NFL. I'm just not high on him like he's Joe Alt last year. A lot of people were saying that. And if you look down here at his comp, this is the number one comp they give at NFL Draft Buzz. Now, I know this is not my comp for him, but they're comparing him to Karan Amagaji from last year, 85% comparison. Now, Karan Amagaji was injured. You can say what you want. You can say he was terrible. He's a good prospect. He needs to be developed. I think Will Campbell is a good prospect. He's more developed, so I'm not comparing him to Karan Amagaji, but I am going to say he's not quite there yet. He's not quite NFL caliber ready. The biggest knock against him is his arms. 32, 33-inch arms is what they're saying. Now, it'll be interesting to see when the combine comes around what he does measure at, because that will be a determining factor of how people feel about him. I do feel he's more of a guard because on the outside, on the edge, on the tackle position, he does tend to get too tall. He tends to get too slender. His base goes away. And then he overcompensates when he's trying to do counter moves. Well, when somebody does a counter move on him, he overcompensates, although he does not allow a lot of pressures. Okay, so down here at the bottom, you can see a career 29.51 sack hit or hurry rate from the tackle position. That's very good. It's not elite. It's not crazy elite where it's off the charts and you say, oh, man, we got to take this guy. This is Joe Alt. But he is a good prospect. So you can see here from NFL Draft Buzz, they have him as a very high-ranked pass blocking tackle. I've got him as a guard. I do have him listed as a guard, not as a tackle, and those arms are going to determine a lot of that. Good size for a guard, 323 pounds, 6'6", 5'2" speed, not elite, but very good. He does get out there in the run game. He's not a schmuck. He can get out there. His run blocking grade is 84%. They've got him, anywhere from number 4 overall to 6 to 8 to 11 to 14 to 18. I didn't put a definite spot on him right now. I'm still cleaning up my first round, but I'm going to put him somewhere in this range. I do think he's a middle of the first round pick, probably 15, 16, 17 overall. I do not think there's an elite tackle in this class. I do not think there's one that has to go at the top of the class, and therefore I don't grade one at the top of the class. So one of the things I'm worried about at the next level for him is keeping his pad level right with his arm, with his short arm length. Is he going to be able to handle the punches that the edges give? If he moves into guard, I'm a lot more comfortable with that. And he does play well at that position. He's never played there in college, but he does play well at that position. So he's been a 3-year starter at left tackle. I don't think he would have a hard time transitioning, though. In fact, I think it would help him a little bit, not people getting in on side of him. But right there, you can see the run game. Handles his guy pretty well. He does a good job on the run game. I think he's very refined as far as the experience that he has. I just am not sold that he can be able to handle NFL-level defensive ends. And he does get a little bit high sometime. Right there, you can see him get a little bit high. So he gets a little bit high. So is he a good prospect? Absolutely. I do like him as a prospect. I think he will be just fine in the NFL. Do I want to take him with our number 10 overall pick? No, I don't. I would be happy with a trade down taking him, but I don't want to sit here and act like we have to force someone into a box and be, that top 10 tackle when I don't believe there is one in this draft class. He and Kelvin Banks are the closest thing to it, but neither of them are must-takes. Now, we have seen Ryan Poles take Darnell Wright, who people thought, shouldn't be taken as high as number 10, thought they should trade down, thought he should go, 15 to 20-ish range, so same type of thing. And if, your guards typically don't go at the top 10 position, some of the best ones have, but is Will Campbell really already in that conversation to be one of those elite guards that you take at the top of the draft? I don't have the answer for that. I just don't love the idea of taking him that high in the draft. So Will Campbell will be a fine prospect. He'll be good in the NFL, I believe. I just don't know if he's worth top 10 pick, in my opinion. Fit that in there a little bit better. So Good prospect, though. I like Will Campbell, just not sold on him at top 10. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you think I'm crazy. I know some of you guys are already sold on him because you want to fix the offensive line and you've been told this is the number one prospect. I think there are better prospects if we're picking top 10 than Will Campbell. I think he's the most NFL refined and ready as far as competition he's faced. So you get a better view of him compared to some of the other guys that might not have faced as stiff a competition. But he does have some flaws. Does get a little bit high, gets a little bit narrow with his stance sometimes, gets beat a little bit, has a hard time with counter moves. So it is, going to come down to them whether they can correct those things. But he is a very good prospect. I do like Will Campbell. So till the next one, the Bears, bear down.